Greetings, YouTubers. So today we're going to talk about a band called It Bites. Now, It Bites is mostly only known in England. They were at their commercial peak from about the mid to late 80s, and since then they've pretty much just had their own little following. They never made it big in America for one reason or another. Who knows why. But I had been hearing about their name for years as a Yes fan. They were occasionally brought up in glowing terms. Generally they were appreciated by musicians for one reason or another, and there is some technicality to their playing. Yeah, so they started in the early 80s. Their first studio album came out in 1986, The Big Lad in the Windmill. And
gets me down, I can be sure you'll be around. You bring out what's best in me.
And that was headed up by their biggest single in England of all their career, called Calling All the Heroes. And it's incredibly catchy. I heard it for the first time last year, and incredibly catchy song. Very, very good. Really glossy production. I played that song to death last year. Like literally hundreds of times. Sometimes over and over and over again. It was a great driving song. It was great while I was riding my bike. It pumped me up. And the band has always... the reason I think they were sometimes disliked among various circles is the pop element to their sound. They are equally pop as they are progressive rock. So generally they're ostracized from both camps. Pop fans don't care for them because of the knob twiddling, the noodling of the instruments, the intricacies, and prog fans are generally anti-pop for the most part, or at least the ones that are close-minded. But for me, having grown up with a fair dose of pop music, which is good, the Beatles, hello, they're a pop band, the Beach Boys, anything with lots of harmony vocals, catchiness, hooks, great melody. To me, as long as there's some credibility to the music and they're not just selling out just to sell the 13-year-old girls, then who cares about pop? To me, it's good if it's good. So it's just a cherry on the cake that it sounds so great and is so catchy, but still has all those intricate, solos, and is still totally progressive through the structure of the music. And so It Bites is kind of very catchy, very poppy. I would say I'd recommend them for fans of Asia, 80s Yes, and probably synthesizer period Rush, like, Power Windows, Hold Your Fire, that kind of sound. There's also the vocals are very unique. The original vocalist for It Bites on their first few albums was Francis Dunnery, and he was also the guitar player and main songwriter. And there's kind of a raunchiness to his vocals, kind of punky, which could be off-putting for some people who aren't used to that, especially in progressive rock. It's not really a vocal style that necessarily suits that genre, but that's why I like it. It's very English, yeah, very punky, and even his look. He wore leather jackets and frosted hair. Typical '80s rocker look, but not usual for the prog genre. And yeah, so there was a poppiness and a progressiveness to the music, and the first couple albums actually, this sounds weird, but they actually remind me on a certain level of Faith No More. And Faith No More was a band who also balanced kind of a pop rock sound with progressive tendencies, lyrically and musically. And maybe it's just the production or the guitar solos, I don't know, but when I heard It Bites, it reminded me of Faith No More, especially Introduce Yourself and The Real Thing. Yeah, and so the first album was Big Lad and the Windmill, and then in 1988 they came out with Once Around the World.